It's time for Luke's list. Week 7 tier list. Gonna be weird to record it without the lads, but gonna get their reactions later. We'll make it work. First off the list, Panthers, Titans, Raiders, Browns, Patriots, Jags. None of these teams are worth talking about. Jags, chance to get back on the list if they get a couple wins here, but we'll see about that. Patriots moved down to off the list because they're terrible and just lost to the Jags. And yeah, even with Drake May, they can't get anything done. Their own head coach is calling them soft. All these teams, not worth it. Next, almost off the list, the Giants and the Dolphins. Yeah, we're about 1 or 2 losses away from eliminating these teams. Giants are probably going to lose this week against Pittsburgh, so you're going to see that. That's going to be an eyesore of a night game. Miami, Tua's back. We'll see if he can move them up. But if not, then we're going to have to get the Dolphins off this list. They've been unwatchable without Tua. Next, told you so. Jets, Dallas, Saints. For the Saints, yeah, who would have thought that their coach should have been fired already? I get it. They're riddled with injuries completely, but they should have started rebuilding a long time ago. They're trying to delay the salary cap forever. It's not going to work. The Jets, I knew this would be a train wreck coming into this season. It's proving to be even worse than I thought. Zach Wilson had a better record with the Jets last year. Aaron Rodgers, even with Devontae. I mean, what are you going to do? Pittsburgh at home, and they were an underdog, and they absolutely smoked the Jets. Vaunted defense, and that's the most points Pittsburgh has scored since the Ben Roethlisberger era. So that's an all-time low. Dallas, yeah, I didn't have the team making the playoffs. Everyone called me crazy. They're terrible. They're off a bye week, so they didn't move anywhere. But guess what? Niners next. They're about to get absolutely shit kicked. Next, viewer discretion is advised. Colts, Broncos, Cardinals, Chargers. These teams are pretty good. They're tough out, but they are a tough watch as well. Broncos is all defense. Chargers is old school smash mouth, but they got out physicaled by the Cardinals anyway. And they just don't have a lot of talent. The Cardinals can't even get Marvin Harrison going. That should have been fun with him and Kyler. It isn't. And the Colts with Anthony Richardson, he's just not very good so far. So these teams are good, but they're pretty hard to watch. Next, so back. Eagles, Seahawks, Steelers, and Rams. All coming off of a win this week. All very important wins for the Rams coming off a bye against the Raiders. You need to win that. And the Rams and Seahawks as well, both coming off big wins. And also they're so back because the Niners are so injured and coming off another loss. That division is wide open. If Rams can get healthy, they can come back in. Seahawks upsetting the Falcons big time. Good win for them. The Eagles, undervalued against the Giants, slaughtered them. Saquon predictably had a huge game. Pittsburgh, before their schedule gets really hard, they're racking up a lot of wins. Very important for them if they want to make the playoffs, and right now it looks like they will. Next, injury alert. 49ers and Bucks. It's a massive shame, but Brandon Ayuk is done for season. I think Godwin is as well. Dislocated his ankle, getting surgery. Mike Evans is going to be out for a couple of weeks. This shouldn't have happened. Todd Bowles botched that completely with the Buccaneers. Down 10, no hope, 43 seconds left. Get your starters out of there. Live to fight another day, man. I don't know what he was doing. These two teams dropped drastically because of the injuries. Next, basically a bye. Bengals and Washington. They did not move at all because Washington beat the Panthers even without Jaden Daniels, and the Bengals beat the Browns and didn't look so good. They have yet to play well on offense and defense in the same game, but they both just won against terrible teams. Good job, but you're not moving up much off that. Basically a bye. Next, capable. Falcons, Bears, Texans. Falcons move down after getting slaughtered at home against the Seahawks. Bears bye week, they don't move. Texans move down. CJ Stroud, a really bad game. Couldn't even surpass 90 yards against the Packers defense. No choice but to move them down. But all these teams are going to be fine. They're still good. They're actually quite good, but they all have little holes. Texans, they seem to have unrealized talent up until this point. And the Bears, defense really good, but they're so young. So even if they get in the playoffs, I don't expect them to do much. Next, formidable. Bills, Vikings, Packers. With the addition of Amari Cooper, Bills are a lot better. Opens up Keon Coleman, opens up Kincaid. They look a lot more deadly on offense. Nice little action from Ray Davis again, even as a backup to James Cook. I would start running him a bit more. He seems extremely explosive. Vikings, first loss of the season. I'm not going to go full panic on them yet. Sam Darnold, he definitely missed some plays in that game. But they were against the Lions, who are the best team in the NFC, in my opinion, so I'm not going to hold it too much against them, but they better be careful with Sam Darnold. And the Packers, really impressive win against a really good Texans team. I thought the Texans would win that game outright. Packers get it done at home. It was close, but Jordan Love turned the ball over. There's a little Brett Favre in him. He's a gunslinger, but I do like what I'm seeing from them. Their defense is also a lot better than I thought they'd be. so they move up. Second last tier, must watch, Lions and Ravens. I think these are the two most exciting teams in the league to watch. The Lions down 10, it looked like, oh, okay, the blitz is getting to Goff. Nope, early it was, then he just started torching that blitz, and he's playing so well. His stats are always insane, and it's not just dink and dunk with him, he's throwing it down the field. It's extremely impressive to watch, and Montgomery goes down. I was like, no way, this sucks. Gibbs steps right in, gives them the spark they need. So much fun to watch. Ravens, same thing. They go down 10-0 against the Bucks, and then the buzzsaw of Lamar Jackson, he shredded them for the rest of the game, and it was, from there on out, it was all the Lamar Jackson show. He moves to 23-1, I believe, against the NFC. It's just... I've never seen anything like it. These two teams are a lot of fun to watch. Lamar Jackson is now the MVP betting favorite, as he should be. And the top of the list, boringly the best, the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes not even playing well. I think he's had one good game. That was against the Saints' depleted roster. Other than that, he's been pretty rough. They're an old-fashioned, smash-mouth, defensive, run-the-ball team. They just happen to have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Situationally, Mahomes still gets it done, whether it's a 6-yard throw to complete a third down or it's a clutch scramble and run. This team is boringly the best. You wouldn't expect it from Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, but they are not fun to watch. It is all defense, but what can you say? Undefeated, and they look like they're going to three-peat. It's going to take an extraordinary effort for anybody to stop them, and that is my Week 7 tier list. Eli, Joel, expect you to give me nothing but compliments, okay? And I don't want to hear anything about your Seahawks should be higher, Eli.